One more thing that you also need to note, I could use the sorting the way I have used it right now because my data happens to be properly arranged. By proper arrangement, what I mean is that my data has a contiguous, which basically could be another meaning for continuous. A contiguous kind of arrangement in the sense that there is no space in between, right? So everything is all together like this. But if you have data set that is not all together, maybe you do have a space there, right? So how did I create that space? If you find yourself on any row and you want to highlight the row, you are just going to use shift and space bar. So you hold both of them together. So shift and space bar is going to highlight your row. Now, if you want to add an empty row to that, because for you to add a row, you basically need to highlight from somewhere so that you're going to know where you are adding, right? So if I want to add a row now, I'll highlight this row, which you can do by clicking on the number here to highlight the row. But keyboard shortcuts are always more efficient, so I just use shift and space bar to do the highlighting. Then to do the adding of the new column, I'll just use Control Shift and plus on my keyboard. If I do Control Shift plus like this, that adds a new row. So now that my data is properly scattered and is not well together, if I try to do the sorting as I have done it earlier, then it's going to break. It's not going to sort the entire data. Rather, it's going to sort from the first to the last one that are together. So it's going to omit any space. Wherever I find the space, that's where it stops, right? So if I do this and I decide to sort maybe by earliest date, maybe 2016 guy should come first, the Mary Wilson. So if I do this and I do A to Z from the dates column, you see it sorts from the earliest date, which is 2011, but you see we have a 2010 date here, right? That's because the sorting now is going to break right from this point. So the way to go about that is, if you know you don't have spaces in your data and you want to sort everything together, there are times when you basically have those spaces and there's really nothing you can do about them. They need to be there. Maybe when you have a grand total, for example, a subtotal or things like that. So what you will have to do instead is to highlight your data range that you want. So, and then when you highlight your data range, then it is better for you to now apply a different method for sorting and filtering, which I'm going to explain in the next video.